Well, folks, Republicans have now announced an impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden, and it is very important that we got John Fetterman's take. The Republican House Oversight Committee is going to preside over all of this. Apparently, McCarthy says that he's going to have James Comer of Kentucky take the lead on the impeachment inquiry. He's going to work alongside Jim Jordan of Ohio and Jason Smith of Missouri. Again, it didn't require a majority vote to do this. The fact that he didn't have a majority vote makes this a somewhat risky move, because the question is going to be whether you get enough Republicans to vote in the end to impeach Joe Biden on whatever they uncover. Nonetheless, Democrats are fighting mad about it, as you would imagine. Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, he's now using language that we remember from the Trump days. Remember when Trump would say that it's a witch hunt? Witch hunt! Remember that in pretty much every tweet? And it kind of was. Well, now Chuck Schumer is adopting that language.
I think the impeachment inquiry is absurd. The American people want us to do something that will make their lives better, not go off on these chases and witch hunts.
Oh, and I noticed that you dedicated tens of millions of dollars to chases and witch hunts when it was President Trump. Again, turnabout is fair play when it comes to politics. Senator Dick Durbin, I thought, had sort of the quote of the day here. He said, sure, I mean, his behavior is weird and kind of corrupt, but there's nothing here. I mean, come on.
I'm not saying that Hunter Biden broke the law or that there should be any punishment involved in it, but I don't feel good about the situation. If it looks like a son or a daughter is capitalizing on the public achievement of their parents, yes, that does raise some questions in my mind.
So fast forward on this. If this House inquiry turns into a full-blown impeachment, and I have to say, it's hard to imagine it doesn't. I mean, they're not going to do an impeachment inquiry and then clear President Biden, right? I mean, is the bottom line, looking forward, there's no way impeachment supporters are going to get 2/3 of the Senate. So Biden will be acquitted.
This is just a diversion on the part of McCarthy. He cannot govern. He cannot get his majority in the House of Representatives to do the basics to keep the government's lights on. And so he's decided for a diversion. Let's talk about something else that they might agree on, an impeachment. What a waste of time and money.
So I love that Dick Durbin's like, yeah, he might be super corrupt and it's really ugly, but it's a waste of time and money. First of all, when have Democrats in legislatures ever cared about wasting time and money? Jerry Connolly, who's involved in the impeachment of President Trump, I believe both times, congressman from Virginia, he also says it's a distraction. It's a distraction from our vital work of wasting your money.
Right now, we're in the distract phase, right? So, yeah, flood the zone, as Charlie said, so everyone gets impeached. It's commonplace. But I think it's also to distract us from the fact that Donald Trump has been indicted 4 different times. There are 91 counts pending against him. He's at enormous legal peril, and they don't want us to focus on that. So let's create a different headline. And sure enough, that's the headline of today, isn't it?
I mean, that works in reverse as well. Is it possible that you guys have filed 4 different indictments against President Trump in the middle of an election season because you wish the headline to be that, as opposed to Joe Biden being crappy at his job and also corrupt? John Fetterman has emerged from Frankenstein's laboratory he has a different look, John Fetterman. So it used to be that he was sort of a track-suited ne'er-do-well, and now he apparently has graduated into a low-level muscle enforcer for The Sopranos. So here's John Fetterman's response while walking through the hallways of the congressional basement on his way to bounce outside a bar, where he explains how upset he is about this impeachment.
Ask you about this news that Speaker McCarthy has formally launched an impeachment or has said he's going to.
Oh my God, really? Oh my gosh, it's devastating. Ooh, don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh no.
Similarly, his reaction to learning that Scooby-Doo had been moved in its time slot on Cartoon Network. John Fetterman, your senator from Pennsylvania. Well done, America. You guys are doing an amazing, amazing job. Let's talk about Ball and Charge. It's a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. They have all sorts of great stuff. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep, perform better, recover faster, reduce inflammation, and so much more. From blue light glasses to red light therapy, Ball and Charge products help you naturally address the issues of modern day life effortlessly and with maximum impact. If you haven't already checked out the infrared sauna blanket from Ball and Charge, you need to. I have one. It's awesome. It has all sorts of benefits. It works by using infrared light. It heats the body directly rather than the air around you like a traditional sauna, which means that you actually get the same benefits without feeling super uncomfortable because it's at a lower heat. Sweating helps flush out the heavy metals and other toxins in the body. It raises your heart rate to that of physical exercise. It burns calories while you relax. You can burn up to 600 calories in it's like going to the sauna, except you don't actually have to go to the sauna. Bond Charge ships worldwide, offers exceptional customer service, comes with a 12-month warranty. Head over to bondcharge.com/Ben. Use code Ben to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com/Ben. Use code Ben and save 15% today. When you're running a business, your employees can create all sorts of fascinating situations, from remote employees and how to hire top talent to improving company culture. This is why you need to talk to Bambee. So when you start a business, you don't think about HR. You don't think about HR right up until the point where you get sued for something and you didn't have proper HR policies, which is why you need to think about it like right now while I'm talking about it. Bambee gives you access to your own dedicated HR manager starting at just $99 per month. This person is available to you by phone, email, and real-time chat. They'll help you run employee onboarding, terminations, and performance reviews. With Bambee's HR Autopilot feature, you can automate important HR practices like setting policies, employee training, and feedback procedures. All of Bambee's HR managers are based in the United States and can support the nuances across all 50 states. HR managers can easily cost $80,000 per year. Bambee starts at just $99 per month. Schedule your free conversation today. See how much Bambee can take off of your plate. Go to Bambee.com right now. Type Ben Shapiro under podcast when you sign up so they know that we sent you. It's spelled BAMBEE.com, Bambee.com. Type in Ben Shapiro so that they know that we sent you, and get started with your HR journey today. And the Republicans, quite correctly, are pointing out that when you guys it's amazing. The media coverage of this is like, with no evidence at all, Republicans open impeachment inquiry. Now, as I say, the evidence is super long. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that Joe Biden not only knew, but was involved in Hunter Biden's business, ranging from the texts from Hunter Biden to Chinese magnates talking about 10% for the big guy, to texts directly to people he was working with, talking about how his father was sitting directly next to him and would make life for them incredibly uncomfortable. This is a point made by Representative Scott Perry of Pennsylvania. He was asked about, well, do you guys even have evidence to do this? He's like, yes.
What actual evidence do you have as opposed to allegations to show to the American public that would merit an actual impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden and prove that today isn't just about some of you?
Oh, I don't know.
Bullied Speaker McCarthy for the sake of enacting political revenge.
This isn't about political revenge. We have the bank accounts. We can see, ma'am, you can see that the homes that the Bidens own can't be afforded on a congressional or Senate salary. You also understand that it's not normal for family members to receive millions of dollars from overseas interests. Those things aren't normal. That's not normal to have 20 shell companies. These things are not normal, and it alludes to not only just widespread corruption, but money laundering, if not influence peddling itself. And we also have the president, the vice president at the time, on record saying that the prosecutor was fired. Well, son of a the prosecutor was fired, right? Because the prosecutor was going after the company that his son was working on. That's what we have. If you can't see that, if you are that blind, look.
I mean, he happens to be correct. Meanwhile, Marjorie Taylor Greene correctly points out that it's not just that. It's also the possibility that Joe Biden's DOJ was shutting down investigations. I mean, we do already have whistleblowers who have said as much.
I'm very excited to see it happen. I think Americans deserve truth. They deserve transparency. And we need this investigation to go as long as it needs to uncover all the corruption that has been involved in covering up Joe Biden's crimes.
Okay, so, again, not wrong on any of this. Now, Democrats are already trying to spin this into, well, what about Jared and Ivanka and all the rest of that sort of thing? Okay, so first of all, Jared and Ivanka were actual employees of the federal government. Hunter was never an employee of the federal government while Joe Biden was vice president. Hunter was just going around as a bag man for his family to the tune of millions of dollars and calling his daddy into meetings in order to demonstrate that he had flex with the federal government. That is not the same thing as you're a federal employee who's working on things like the Abraham Accords, which, by the way, the most successful Middle East peace initiative of the last 2 generations, which is what Jared and Ivanka were doing during that time. And then after you leave office, then you end up doing a business deal that is publicly disclosed in all of its details, publicly disclosed, right? How do we know about Jared's investments with the Saudis and vice versa? Because it's all publicly disclosed, as opposed to Hunter Biden, who hid this crap for years, right? There's some pretty significant differences right here, obviously. But we're going to conflate all the things at the same time. Of course. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.